For Global Ethics Day 2018, Carnegie Council staff and affiliates discuss ethics in action.
There are a few kinds of policies I can think of that would help us get back to a healthy democracy. I would love to see the Senate take responsibility for democracy, and that's where bipartisanship should flourish. It isn't really flourishing there right now, but I'd love to see Republican and Democratic lawmakers in the Senate in particular convening commissions, working with House members, and trying to build some kind of harmony so that we can at least talk to each other again in reasonable ways and compromise the way our system is supposed to. But a lot of this repair is going to be done at the local level and even at the individual level. I think people have to get out there, certainly and vote, but work for candidates they believe in, ask a lot of questions. If they're not satisfied with the answers, find other candidates. But we need to build our democracy back one voter at a time. There are lots of ways I can think of bringing back ethics in action as it relates to democracy. I love town halls. I love seeing elected officials coming back to the districts where they've been elected from and just interacting with ordinary constituents. Some do that more than others, but I think it's an ethical action to demand information. So I hope our citizens will keep reading newspapers. Newspapers are very important to democracy. It doesn't mean you have to believe every word you read, but to stay informed, including about the minutiae of bills, how the money is being spent, who's been hired for what purpose in the executive branch. Just staying well informed is an ethical action. Everyday moral leadership in democracy is really important. We don't want to wait 4 years for an inaugural address to hear what's happening in Washington. We want constant information flowing both ways. So I think it is ethical for our elected leaders to speak often and truthfully to us, including if they have failed to get a bill through, to let us know what happened. I think it's also ethical on their part to reach across the aisle. I'd like to see more Democrats working with Republicans and definitely vice versa. But there's a lot we can do at the grassroots level to promote ethical democracy. And I think it begins with knowing where we are from, knowing our neighbors, talking to people in the street, moms and dads talking to their kids, teachers talking to their students about big issues relating to domestic policy and how much programs cost and how much we want to take care of our fellow citizens, but also relating to foreign policy, and again to the cost and the sacrifice involved. But democracy won't work unless the citizenry are involved, and they won't be involved unless they are informed. So we need information, even if it's just talking with someone as you're buying your groceries at the supermarket. Democracy lives in the street. It lives in every human interaction all day long.